My name is Brent Baum, and I am not only your favorite contrarian, I'm the only contrarian. And I'm not here to tell you what you want to hear, but what you need to hear. Let's dive right into this. Cavs, Warriors, rematch, grudge match. I mean, this is the match of the century. This goes back to thinking of the Celtics, Lakers, Magic versus Bird. Now you got LeBron versus Durant or Curry, whoever you want to put in that, conversation. Who's really the best player on the Warriors? But it's what everybody wanted. I mean, you look at the league, it's been watered down. You have a lot of the same teams. I mean, first time in NBA history that the same exact teams are in the finals 3 consecutive years. And of course, a year ago, 3 years ago, people argue, well, Kevin Love, Kyrie Irving weren't in the game. Then you had the following year, oh, well, Draymond Green got suspended for Game 5. Oh, no, Curry wasn't 100%. So now you have no excuses. No excuses. You have a healthy Kevin Love. You got a healthy Kyrie Irving. But the only thing now that's added to this whole equation is Kevin Durant. And I just think that a lot of people, when you look into this series, everybody's saying that the Cavs are the underdog. But the Cavs are not the underdog. The underdog in this is the Warriors. The Warriors are the underdog. Yeah, sure, they had the best regular season record. And as LeBron said, that the Warriors have been the best team in the last 3 years. But they're the underdog for the simple fact that they're going against the best player in the NBA and LeBron James. It's not Stephen Curry. That argument was, settled last year when LeBron stuffed his shot, started barking in his face, talking trash to him. And then now you see the fact that Durant, he jumped ship. He came over to the Warriors. So the discussion of who's the best player in the NBA right now, that's over. It's clearly LeBron. And LeBron's having his best run. He's having his best run through the playoffs. But the reason why the Warriors are really an underdog in this matchup is because, for one, all the pressure to me is on them. And two, another reason why they're the real underdog in this whole situation is that they have never faced a Kevin Love, a Kyrie Irving, and LeBron James all on the same exact page. Because last year, the Kevin Love we saw, that was a broke down Kevin Love. The Kevin Love of the Timberwolves, all-star, double-double machine. This guy is back. He is back in this series. And to me, this Cavs team is actually better than last year's Cavs team. You add additional bench pieces such as Deron Williams and Kyle Korver to add to that offense. I mean, this team is a lot better than they were last year. Last year, it was a lot of Kyrie Irving and LeBron scoring all the points. Now they're not going to have to do all the scoring. It's not going to have to just be a Kyrie Irving and LeBron show. Because to me, I am telling you, there's going to be that one game where Kyle Korver has that game where he's like what Steve Kerr was to Michael Jordan. And that's another thing. Steve Kerr, he might not even be on the bench, so all the pressure is going to be on Mike Brown. And Mike Brown has not been in this situation before where he actually was able to win a finals. So there's a lot of pressure on him. And I know everybody wants to crown the Warriors right now, but when you look at the Warriors team, they don't have much of a bench. They don't have a bench. I mean, Iguodala, he's not what he once was. Sean Livingston's not having the same impact that he once did. A lot of their bench players that they use are inexperienced, like McCall, like JaVale McGee, and also Ann Clark. I mean, these are guys that really, I don't even know if they're really going to be ready for this moment. And keep in mind, as you get further into the playoffs, especially in the finals, teams can't just rely on their starting five to win them games. That's basically what happened with the Warriors. The Warriors have won majority of their games based off their starting five. It's a Durant and Curry show. That's basically it. I mean, Klay Thompson's been virtually non-existent. Draymond Green, he's just really there for his defensive presence and as a playmaker. He doesn't really score a lot of points. Even though I know a lot of people want to crown Draymond Green as this player who's like a superstar player, but I look at Draymond Green as being in the perfect situation. He's just in the perfect situation where he doesn't have to do a whole lot of scoring. He has 2 former MVPs on his team. he's in a great situation. You put Jeremiah Green on another team, I don't think he would be even an all-star, if you ask me. And you also look at the Warriors. It's gonna happen. As much as people say, oh, the Warriors beat this team, they beat that team. But the Warriors, they had an easy road to the finals. Easy road. They swept Portland, that was easy. Team that barely made it to the postseason. Then they beat a Utah Jazz team who never really even should have been there. Should have been the Clippers. But the Clippers had those injuries. And then they went against a Spurs team that was Kawhi-less. Okay? So clearly they had an easy road to the finals. Easy road. They just not even played the rest of the games once they knew Kawhi Leonard was not going to play. So clearly it was easy for them. Those teams, that Spurs teams, was handicapped. Otherwise, that Spurs team would be in the finals right now, and we would be having an argument of, well, who's going to win Finals MVP, Kawhi Leonard or LeBron James? But once again, the Warriors, they got bailed out once again. And even with Kevin Durant, they had to get rid of bench pieces. And I mean, even though Harrison Barnes was virtually non-existent last year, he still was a bench player that added to that offense that you still have to be cognizant of. Now they don't even have a second unit, really. They really don't. And Klay Thompson, I'm telling you, I think people are finally starting to see the real Klay Thompson. I hear people say that, oh, Klay Thompson is the best shooting guard in the league and this and that. He's such a great defender. But he really isn't the best shooting guard in the league. He really is not. I mean, for me personally, I have Jimmy Butler ahead of Klay Thompson. I think that Klay Thompson, he is another guy who's in a great situation. He's a great shooter, but come postseason, you see at times he disappears. He disappears. And if you're considered one of the best shooting guards in the league, you cannot disappear come postseason at all. You can't. You can't. And I think that in a 7-game series, which I think this just may be, it's possible, the Cavs, because they have a stronger bench, when their starters are out of the game on the Warriors, that Cavs bench is going to outscore that Warriors bench. I'm telling you, they're going to outscore them because they have, to me, better chemistry. And not only that, they have more experience. You have veterans like Channing Frye, like Deron Williams, like Kyle Korver, like Iman Shumpert. They're way more complete, and they play more so as a team. And you need that come crunch time. I really believe you need somebody else to really step up in these type of series. And not only that, I just think that the Warriors, they're just not as good in the half-court game. Yes, I'll say this much. JaVale McGee has been a pleasant surprise for the Warriors. But when you look at the Warriors team, their half-court offense just isn't that strong. A lot of their points are scored in transition, and in the playoffs, as games get slower, you have to be able to score in half-court. You have to be able to make shots, and the thing about it is the Warriors are going to have those games where they miss shots. That's what happened in Game 1 against the Spurs. They were missing shots, and they were down by 20 points. They only came back because Kawhi Leonard got hurt, and that's going to be another asterisk that's going to be added to the Warriors and their legendary team, because we can't forget about what happened in 2015. There's an asterisk right there. No Kevin Love, no Kyrie Irving. So there's all these asterisks, and that's a big reason why this Warriors team, people will say, oh, is this the best Warriors team ever? I don't think they are. I mean, I don't think they're the best team ever. I mean, I look at this Warriors team as a team that clearly they're one of the best shooting teams, but as you saw last year, this analytics, this idea that if you shoot more threes than twos, that you're going to score more points and you have a better probability of winning. But I don't always buy that, because you saw what happened to the Rockets in Game 6, closeout game, and they went against a Spurs team that was Kawhi-less as well. Yet they weren't making shots. They just weren't making threes. D'Antoni shot all these threes, whereas the Spurs, they shot a lot more twos. They took a higher percentage shot because they can. Whereas when you have a team that just relies on one thing, that's a gimmick. And gimmicks don't last forever. They don't. And I think that you saw last year when the Warriors, they did not have, that help that they needed. They needed that help. They needed someone who could score off the dribble and score inside. But they kept on launching threes left and right. They missed. They didn't make a shot in the last 5 minutes of that game 7. However, LeBron and Irving were clearly able to penetrate, create their own shot, and drive to the basket, and they were able to come home and become the first team in NBA Finals history to come back from being down 3-1. And I was one of those people that said, even though when the Cavs were down 3-1, I said the Warriors are going to still lose this series. I still buy that. And that's why I still am saying that they're going to lose this series this year, because it's going to be the same case. Clearly, obviously, Kevin Durant he's certainly not Harrison Barnes. But this Warriors team does not have enough. They just don't have enough of a bench. They don't have enough of a bench. And eventually you're going to get tired. And when you're getting tired, those shots aren't going to be falling. They're not. And even when the Heatles, when LeBron, Wade, and Bosh, they all joined forces the first year. They played against a Mavericks team that they should have beat. But they didn't get it done their first year. They didn't. Everybody said they should have won. But it still takes time for a team to gel. And you still need other pieces in order to gel. But when I look more so at the matchups, I think that LeBron James has the edge over Kevin Durant at the small forward position. You look at Kyrie Irving. This is another thing. Everybody likes to crown Curry as being the best point guard in the league. But to me, if I'm going to take someone, I'm going to take Kyrie Irving. I mean, Kyrie Irving, he continues to eradicate, and I mean eradicate, Stephen Curry. Saw last year when he crossed him up, hit that game-winning 3 and drilled it in his eye. Curry was scared. Curry was like, oh my gosh, what's going on? I'm supposed to be the MVP. I'm the 2-time MVP. I'm the unanimous MVP. Yet Kyrie Irving showed him up. And Kyrie Irving, he's just more efficient of a scorer. He can drive to the basket better than Curry. He's more clutch than Stephen Curry. He's more efficient than Stephen Curry. He's a better defender than Stephen Curry. I don't care if Stephen Curry gets a lot of steals. Just because you get steals does not mean you can stop anybody. That's why you saw what happened last year. So people just need to realize that Kyrie Irving, he's probably the most underrated guard in the league. Doesn't get enough attention. You would think after last year he would get attention in that finals, but not enough. And even during the regular season, when they went head-to-head, Kyrie Irving was still torching Curry in the one win. But these teams are, you could say overall, they are pretty evenly matched, though, when you look at it. Because during the regular season, you had both teams, they split. So this is what everybody wanted. It's gonna be close, but also looking at other matchups, I think Klay Thompson, I mean, he's been virtually non-existent in this entire postseason. I think it's gonna be the same thing. He's not gonna really show up because he's the type of player that I feel that when he's playing with other better guys, he's not as effective. And to me, that's how you really judge how good a player is. You look at LeBron James, you could put him on any team. He's not going to be just non-existent. Or Kyrie Irving, he's not going to be non-existent. Or even Curry or Durant, put them on a team, they're not going to be non-existent. Or even Draymond Green for that matter. But Klay Thompson continues to be non-existent, so I think he's going to be a non-factor. And also, the Cavs front court, that's going to be the key. The battle's going to be the battle of the boards and second chance points. And you have two of the best rebounders in the league, and Tristan Thompson and Kevin Love. They're gonna be a lot better in the post than what the Warriors are offering. With on their side, Draymond Green, Kevin Durant, and then JaVale McGee. It's just they're not going to be able to beat those guys on the boards, not on second chance points. And honestly, it's just I think that Draymond Green, as good as he is, his height's always going to catch up with him. The fact that they're starting him at center, that already is a liability. And people always want to know why Draymond Green is quote unquote a dirty player. Well, the reason why he's called that is because a lot of times he's at disadvantage night in and night out playing a center position at 6'7". So he has to find different ways in order to get an edge. And sometimes those ways are not always the most conventional ways of playing the game of basketball. A lot of times we'll look at that as being a faux pas, but Draymond Green, he's got a lot of energy. He's a great mouthpiece. Anybody loves playing with him, but they hate playing against him. So That's another thing. And overall, as I mentioned before, the Cavs bench is just going to be better. They're going to play more efficiently. And bench points, to me, are huge come postseason. Even though last year it wasn't as big because LeBron was just on a mission. I mean, 240-point performances. But also, I think LeBron's legacy. His legacy is on the line right here. Every day we're talking about, is LeBron better than Jordan? Is he catching up with Jordan? Legacy, legacy, legacy. 7 straight finals. Well, LeBron, he's on that mission. He wants to pass Michael Jordan. Michael Jeffrey Jordan. He wants to pass him. So I think that the Cavs are going to win this. They're going to win this series in 6 games. It's not going to go 7. It's going to be 6 games. They're going to split. I think that they're going to win game 1 tonight. If not game 1, they're going to win game 2. They're going to win one of those games. They're going to split one of those games on the road. And then they're going to get comfortable. They're going to have home court advantage for the finals. And then they're going to win in game 6 in Cleveland. And they will defend the land. You got to believe that. I rest my case.